Okay, hey. My name is Defanos, and I'm here to bring you a game called Aliens Colonial Marines. Well, you've seen it before. A lot of people have, bitched and raved and ranted about it. But, I'm just going to play it on Ultimate Badass mode, and we're going to give it a go here. And me and my brother are both playing. He's not in here. I'm editing the video right now. But we were just taking turns with the controller, and this is what we got. So of course I'm not going to go into why Hicks is back. Everyone knows and why he's back, and no one's really happy about it. Especially not me, considering that there was like no story or nothing explained about as to why he lived or survived. It's so vague. It's so there's the lack of explanation is what makes this game even worse than what it already is. Everyone's been talking about the graphics and shit, but if you look at the lightning on the planet, it's just terrible. Like it, at the very first flash, there was a screen tear. It's like a big light bulb instead of a planet. Gearbox Software game. See, I don't understand how Randy Pitchford can sit here and say it's not my fault, but his fucking name and his company logo is on this. There's just so much crap to get into about as to like, what happened to this game. Um, it's all been explained already by multiple people, but it's just not fair to all the other people out there that are loyal to this franchise and went out and pre-ordered and bought this game on false hopes and pretenses that it was going to be good and it was going to have all this stuff, and this is what we got instead. Fucking PS2 port to the 360, which by the way is what I'm playing on, is the 360. And there's no like story progression. I mean, like, there's like, oh, there is a story progression, but it's half-assed. Like there's no character arcs. There's no getting to know these people. It's just like you wake up, you're out of the cryo tube. I mean, like there's no cryo sickness at all. Like in the movies, it says like, oh, you get up and get dressed, get in your armor, and here are your orders, and this is what you're gonna do. And why does this guy have a prosthetic leg? And the power loaders, I mean, it's just like they flaunt it in your face the entire time, the entire game. It's like power loader, power loader. You see them at like almost half the game. You see them in every freaking level, but you only get to drive it twice. And the first time you get to open a door with it, and the next time it's just like this half-assed, like just horrible fucking lame excuse for a mini boss battle with it. No flamethrower. Um, like when I first did that fight on soldier difficulty, I had no idea what to do. I was just like, oh, I'm in a power loader now, and it's like, okay, now what? Do I just, okay, I guess I'm just gonna run up and hit it and see what happens. All right, okay, it grabbed me and headbutted me. All right, so, all right, and then you proceed to do that for the next 5 minutes of swatting him until you get some animations, and then he finally just kills over in a very unsatisfying, I don't know. I can't even like articulate the words for it. All right, so here we are, and this is my pulse rifle. As you can see, I don't use any of the Call of Duty features that are in the game. I can't stand the fact that they desecrated like the most holy grail of all machine guns, and you put like laser sightings and red dot sights and shotgun extensions instead of the grenade launcher extension. I mean, You have enough shotguns in this game. What the fuck do you need another one of the pulse rifle for? The clip in the demo went up to 95 for everybody, fully automatic, and in the game it's 40 stock, 40 rounds stock, and as you progress a little bit, you can get up to a 60 round clip. That's garbage. Besides, real men use iron sights anyway. And if you're even having to aim at these aliens in this game, then people say that the accuracy on the guns isn't that good and all this other stuff, and the pulse rifle may not be. I can see why they say it's not accurate, but you just got to know how to fire the damn thing. You got to know like the circle it sprays. Like it's kind of invisible to your eye, but like if you fire the gun and watch the spray radius on an alien as you're shooting it, you realize that the spray on a pulse rifle is about like 20 feet out in front of you, so you can hip fire that thing pretty accurately up to 30 feet. Aim if you have to, but you can hip fire most of the time. And teabagging useless NPCs, because I know they're not going to have any consequences of that. And then, the motion tracker being like that, I think is a cool idea. I think it's always should have been like that. But the thing is that there was such great potential in this game. I mean, there was so much potential, and they ruined it. They ruined it by not giving it the respect it deserves. The time, the money, the dedication. Gearbox is guilty of a lot of things, man. They've taken money from Sega, away from production of Aliens and put it in the Borderlands. And honestly, Borderlands isn't even that great of a game. It's not. So you can expect a lot of that from this channel. I'm not easily impressed by video games, and like it takes a really good one. Like Skyrim was the last best release, like the best console release out there, or in just video game in general. Like Skyrim it's a masterpiece. Oh, now this part of the game, like, all right, so we're in the room and you saw Bishop's legs laying there and shit. And okay, so a queen alien's supposed to get out that airlock, right? Really? And this is the floor that the queen chased Newt under. I mean, the whole thing, it just looks like it's been cut in half. I mean, the entire game, and in all of its entirety, it looks like it's just been cut in half. Just looking around at all the stuff I didn't take time to look at before. I mean, like, I really didn't care when I played this. I didn't have any kind of like mental fortitude, like I want to kill all of them and beat the game, and I just like, no, I'm just gonna put on Ultimate Badass and see how it plays and look at all the stuff I missed. And oh yeah, and Bishop's legs being on the floor. Usually when you open up an airlock into space, and all the heavy metal crates and shit start flying out in space, and the queen alien fits in this airlock, okay, and flies out in space eventually. But how did the legs, how do Bishop's legs manage to stay there and not get sucked out into space? I mean, no one out there has mentioned that. No one out there has even, put the forethought into that. Hey, wait a minute, that's right, shit did get sucked out into space, and how could legs be there? I mean, Jesus. The blood splatters would have been sufficed enough, but legs, not possible. In fact, the whole game shouldn't even be possible theoretically. I mean, this whole thing, if they do wind up making a sequel of this game, watch it wind up being like a really bad hyperspace dream for, some other character that hasn't yet to be revealed in the Aliens universe. That'd be the only out for this at this point. If now that I sit here and think about it, it's like, okay, the only out for this game is to make a second one, and then the ending be waking up in from a hyperspace nightmare, and it's just like it never happened. That'd be beautiful. I mean, would I waste money to see that ending? Fuck no. But would they make a game to like justify this and like make it better? I guess. Then yeah, I'm all for it. But would I play it? Fuck no. Oh yeah, this part of the game, like, even the first time I played the game, I knew I did that, And this is on Ultimate Badass mode. I wanted to see if it'd make it a little bit tougher, so I went ahead and shot it with a grenade. It just, I mean, the developers of this game completely underestimates the power of a gamer. Just being able to completely and utterly break a video game. Oh yeah, this part right here. I was looking at this camera. I never like took the time to look at it, but when you look at it closely, it says FML Pro Edition. I think it says Pro Edition. I can't see. It's like Pro something, but it's fucking hilarious. Fuck my life, Pro Gear, haha, or whatever the hell it says. FML. And the whole thing about the hive being on the select, it just seems like there should have been a whole another game before this one. Like, there was a whole other story to tell before this one. I don't understand how they make it, how they how they make this story. And the Sulaco is infested with fucking aliens. It is a hive, and the corporation made it a hive after they intercepted it the first time. Um, it, the ultimate badass mode, ladies and gentlemen. Game of the year right here, baby. Game of the year. Yeah. Borderlands, woo, yeah, the creators of Borderlands, woo, look at this fucking fantastic gameplay, boys and girls. I mean, wow. Ultimate badass mode. It is a complete, it's an embarrassment. It really is. I don't understand how this company is ever going to recover from this kind of a blasphemy. And then this alien exploding right here. I mean, did he shoot it with a shotgun or something? I mean, what the fuck? And what the fuck does copacetti mean? And another thing, why did I have to give him the flight recorder? Why couldn't have I held on to it? What the hell? You know, I, it's just comical. I mean, yeah, like seriously, the only way you die this game, like you're fixing to see, is just by simply not giving a fuck. See, not giving a fuck. And then the PC Marine decides to kill it. I actually don't know if how long I'm gonna keep going with this. But this is just it's my first video I wanted to make for my new account. I really wish I had some more good things to say about Aliens Colonial Marines, but I don't. It has no replay value whatsoever. You don't want to go back and try to beat on the hardest difficulty, because as you can see, it's clearly not worthy of a legendary Halo player's time. And when I say that, I mean a player that can play Halo on legendary, or any Halo on legendary, or what I mean by that is any game on the hardest difficulty, and that'd be the challenge for you. This game, for those kind of a player, it's a joke. It really is. And with the market pushing all these competitive multiplayer games like Call of Duty, like Halo, and Borderlands in itself is competitive in its own sense, for the people that like it. Oh, there look, more power loaders you can't use. But anyway, as I was saying about this competitive multiplayer market, you get a game like this, and even if you play it with your friends, like it's like they say on the reviews, it's so clusterfucked. You can barely move. 6, 7, Marines on the screen, 4 of them being players, and the other 2 or 3 being NPCs. There's just not enough room. Again, more evidence that the game was deliberately cut in half, because the game was obviously, or the enemies in the game and everything, it was obviously meant to have a more open space to work in. Now, as far as the alien AI, there's really no excuse for it. It's really, really sad. The whole horde mentality, that it's getting old. What made Aliens great, you guys? Really, the thing about what made Aliens great is that you had, one alien, all right, just one alien in 1979, the original Alien that came out, one creature had enough, was enough of a monster and enough of a stalker and a predator, to terrify everybody as a child, and anyone who's watched it. It scared the fucking shit out of them, because you didn't know how this thing was going to kill you. Was it going to just like get up in your face and rip your face off, or was it going to like come up behind you and impale you with its tail? It was hunting you. You don't get that feeling in this game. These aliens are not menacing. And what I mean by the horde mode being overplayed is when you take a creature like an alien and you just put it into a horde game like this, it takes away the terrifying aspect of the creature itself. It just makes it a squishy bug, like a tyrannid, or just something to shoot at. It just soaks up bullets. It has no threat factor, except for the fact that it'll run towards you really fast if you don't shoot it. That's the only threat factor. What would have made this game better is if they would have limited if they were going to have all these humans in the game, then they should have limited the alien factor down to like a certain number, that when each encounter with an alien was a desperate fight for your life, and it wasn't like a shooting gallery. Yeah, you can have shooting gallery parts in the game, yeah, sure, but you don't have enough terrifying moments in the game to really pull you in and immerse you. And it's just, better gun, shoot, bang bang. That's the only thing you have to look forward to this game, is leveling up and unlocking more shit for your guns. That's the only goal you have, and that within itself isn't even really a goal. It's just like, it's a pastime, because you're just like, oh god, I'm almost into the game, so I might as well just spend all these points I'm never going to use again and put everything I can in the pulse rifle. Now, the pulse rifle, again, I'm going to get into this. A suppressor on the fucking pulse rifle? Are you kidding me? There was one part in the game where it had a little bit of stealth, but even then, it was... Why? All you have to do, anyone knows you prioritize your shots. It's not really stealth if you know which one to shoot first. What I mean, you jump down that vent and you turn immediately to the left, and right over the table you can shoot the guy closest to the alarm, while the other guy's back is still turned. And as soon as you kill him, you turn around and you just dump the rest of your clip into him, and then you clear the next room and you go into the next little stealth part. And I swear, and those are the only 5 enemies, 2 in one room and 3 in the next. Those are the only 5 enemies you kill that you have to be like quote unquote stealthy about. So the suppressor being on the pulse rifle is completely a waste of disc space. It really is. It is absolutely, completely stupid to add that in a game like this. Completely stupid. You're not fighting fucking predators. I mean, if you were fighting predators or something, I could see that. But you're not. You're fighting retarded aliens and what passes as fucking PMCs or like enemies with guns. I would have gotten more of a challenge fighting velociraptors with jetpacks and rocket launchers. This is ridiculous. $60 for this. I mean, I bought it for my brother's birthday, and but still, I paid $60 for this, and he likes it, but still, it's not enough to entice us. Like he's so pissed off. Like if you see right here in the video, he's aiming at this guy. He wants to kill him. He's bitching about how stupid this part of the game is, and he tries to light him on fire. And he's like, "Man, fuck this bullshit." I mean, look at this guy with his grenade. He blows himself up for no fucking reason, and he fly backwards. And then there goes your buddy. He's like, "Oh god, I can't hang on. Bye bye." If you look closely, he actually got hit with something, but you wouldn't be able to tell that unless you like slowed it down and freeze framed it like I had to. And then this part. Like, you think you have to push up in the D-pad, but you don't. You just put the controller down. Just do it. Put the controller down and just let this cutscene play, because that's all it is a cutscene. There's no, I've talked to some people who thought you actually had to, like, push up to get there. No, this is a fucking cutscene. Put the controller down and just let it play, because that's all it is. There's no... And when you figure that out and you put the controller down and watch it, again... the thrill and suspense is completely eliminated from the game because you yourself were not climbing out of that fucking umbilical. The game did it for you. Good job, Randy Pitchford. Good job. And to think about, in some games it would freak you out for not having a UI, but in this game, you could really give a fuck less if you have a UI. Now, if this was like a movie, like an actual film, it could probably work. But that's the thing. It's written just like one of those Alien versus Predator films. Oh my god, everyone knows how terrible those movies are. And then here comes Prometheus and just ruins everything for everybody. It's just like everyone has a complete, like, just nerd, nuclear explosion mental meltdown. Because no one knows like what's legit and what's canon and what's not. I mean, what makes sense. So as far as what makes sense, if you cut all the bullshit out with this game included, Alien 1, 2, 3 and Resurrection, and then Predator, Predator 2 and Predators. Ignore everything else. Alien vs Predator, ignore it. Aliens are not on fucking Earth. In fact, there's a whole series about in this time era. It's called Earth Hive. It's a 3-book series. You can get all 3 books on Amazon for $15-20. Read those books. All right, you'll get more enjoyments out of those books than ever. And you can read those books over and over again, and you can only play this game once. Okay, so there's, and then the Dark Horse comics, of course. Everyone loves those. But as far as movie canon goes and stuff like that, Alien versus Predator, the only thing you get to concern yourself with that is the games like AVP, like Gold and 2000, Alien versus Predator 2, and then Alien versus Predator 2010. Those I consider canon games because they coincide with the universe and don't contradict or conflict with anything already present in canon. That when you're looking at that, then it's easy to decipher, what's a Hollywood ripoff and what's actually real. Well, not real, but how should I put it? Like fictional fictionally correct, or like the way that the creators intended it to be versus what other people are trying to reimagine it as. That's a better explanation. That's a way to put it. Again, I just, I don't see a purpose. I mean, what the fuck kind of DLC were they gonna sell for this? I don't know if anyone out there is gonna be brave enough to buy it, if they even produce it at this point. I mean, what else could you? I mean, if anything, they need to extend the campaign with DLC. If there's any other idea out there that I think of that could possibly help a lifespan of this game or somewhat make it better, is they need to extend the campaign. They need to take it and either put a DLC like that tells Hicks's story, like a prelude to this game that explains all the questions that weren't explained. They need to either do that, or they need to, like I said, like either elaborate on the campaign, or they need to go back and, I wouldn't say redo the game, but make a director's cut campaign. Like, it adds elements into the already existing campaign that will make the game longer, more challenging, and I mean that's never been done before. Can it be done with this game? I would say fuck yeah, it can, considering how horrible, god awful put together it is. Um, you can most definitely install this game to the Xbox, and then install that particular DLC for this game, and then the creators have a patch for it, for example, and it'll work. It's a theory. It's a crazy theory, but it would probably work to fix this game. And like I said, I mean, there's a lot of bad things to say about it, but I'm not gonna sit here and completely rage about it. I mean, bad business practice, lies, deception, bait and switch. Yeah, okay, wah, rage. But the whole thing is that we got to look past that. And what is Gearbox going to do to redeem themselves and their reputation? I mean, what are they going to do to fix this and gain the respect back, not only of their community, but of people that are Aliens fans? And how are they going to make people want to buy more of their products and games after this? What they do with this title is going to really show Gearbox's true colors. If they shove it under the damn rug and forget about it, then there you go. But if they don't and they fix it, then that would actually go to show that they actually care a little bit about it and that they're truly sorry. But then again, like I said, that's wishful thinking, and I highly ever doubt that'll happen. But again, like I said, this is all speculation at this point. There's really not much else to say about Aliens Colonial Marines. If you don't have it, don't buy it. If you want to rent it and play it, yeah, great, but don't buy this game, especially not for full price like I did. All the other reviewers out there that claim they haven't paid full price for this game, I bet they're fucking lying to make themselves feel better. Because, I just highly doubt that everyone out there that has a YouTube account is getting the game for half price. Okay, just saying. Oh yeah, and that fucking shit right there. Oh, that is cool, being able to stick your gun in the alien's mouth and do that, but the acid, like every time you do it, the acid splashes on you. That's kind of stupid. It's almost like you don't want to do that. And the reason why we're doing this, like, just we're trying to see just how far we can push this AI. Um, and to, like, we're trying to break the game. We were trying to figure out ways how to break O'Neill. And as far as like the creature types they put in the game for the aliens, they didn't put runners in, which really kind of disappointed me. But then again, they really didn't give the game its due respect like it deserved. Crusher was a good concept. The spitting alien is an older alien, but it's a variation of the runner because the runner could spit acid like that back in AVP2. But the thing is that they should have kept. They should have put more alien types in here, and left the guns the way they are in the movies and balance that accordingly. And as far as the Call of Duty features, I mean, I've never been a Call of Duty fan. I've always been a Halo fan over Call of Duty. I just, back when Call of Duty first came out on Xbox, like the original Modern Warfare, yeah, I was all about it back then. But when you keep making the same thing over and over and over and over again, and I know people say the same thing that, like, you could say the same about Halo, but the different thing about Halo is at least they had the balls to change things about it and add new things. The only thing different about any Call of Duty game is the levels and the setting in which it's played, and gun designs. Gameplay is the same throughout the entire one. Halo had a different gameplay experience every single game, and that's what made Halo more unique to Call of Duty. And as far as this new Bungie game that's coming out, it's called Destiny. Everyone's only seen a few, pictures and screenshots here and there, and they've talked about some of the gameplay in it, but I'm not convinced. Not at all. And if you're even still watching up to this point, I'd be very impressed. I'm really just ranting on. This is my first video. I kind of am a really big rookie at this. I just got this thing today. It's called the HD PVR2, and I can hook up my PC to it and record things with it, but the problem is audio. I can't get the audio to work right, and that's just where the PC issue. Like, hooking it up to the Xbox is fucking amazing. It hooked up so easy, it was unbelievable. Like, I hooked up the HDMI to it and plugged it up to the computer, and it fucking worked. PS3, I guess I'll have to make a video about this thing. Like, you can't hook up the HDMI cord to this thing like you can on the Xbox. I don't understand why, but you just can't. And it makes recording the PlayStation 3 footage, it's very shitty. I mean, I will definitely upload my Dust 514 footage I shot earlier today after I shot this, and show you just how terrible the quality is. I mean, I can't even get it past 480p, and that's a nightmare. It makes me hook up VGA or these, the higher end RGB cables and audio to this AV thing, and it goes into the back of it. It's this weird connection, and I'm just like, okay, the end piece that actually puts the AV to the back of it. It has two audio leads, not a white and a red audio lead. That's useful. I could definitely use that, but the thing is that getting it to work in like recording the audio for the game while I'm playing it, that's the issue for the PC. But as far as the PS3, it's fucking, oh my god, I swear to God, why does it every time that I try to do something in the name of justice for the PlayStation or for the PC, it always winds up being some fucked up bullshit. Like the hardware I'm using right now is probably what the problem is. Like I don't like for PC they want you to use a program to capture. Like I haven't like experimented with this to see if I can just use the program to capture PC. I don't know if I can or not. But it's got really nice video editing. I mean, I'm kind of digressing, but anyway, like I said, I will definitely do a video on that and what I'm using right now. I was gonna do PS3, Xbox, and PC, but since it's just too much of an issue, I'm just gonna stick with the Xbox, and that brings me back to Destiny again, because it's gonna be available for PS4 and PS3. I mean PS4, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox 720. Yeah, great, cool. But the thing about the PlayStation versions is that PlayStation Network is just it's not as it's never going to be as good as Xbox Live unless they just simply do what they're doing. Not being able to click on your friend and on the PlayStation and click join game or invite to private audio chat is a fucking nightmare. Like, sociability on the PlayStation is damn near impossible. Like, I don't understand how the Japanese think that you can text in the middle of a firefight and be effective in a game. I'm sorry. I love PlayStation. I mean, it's got good titles. I've played it for a long time, but I mean, fucking seriously, I can't stand the fact that the online features on a PlayStation 3 are that fucking lame. It's like I don't understand why it's like that. Xbox is completely opposite. You pay for it, but you get what you pay for, right? I mean, really. I mean, yeah, sure, you're paying $50 a year for Xbox Live, but look at what you're getting. I mean, look at what you're getting compared to what's on the PlayStation. Yeah, PlayStation's free, but I mean, you save yourself so many headaches by Xbox being your online gaming machine. PlayStation has good titles to play single player with family and shit, but for online gaming, Xbox is the way to go, and that is the primary reason why I'm getting Destiny for 360. Just simply because it's more online user friendly. PlayStation is not, and they've already said in some press conference that they're trying to make it to where like voice chat isn't really that big of a deal for PlayStation players, which means it's already an issue in development. So keep that in mind before you go running out and dropping $60 on Destiny on PS3. All right, unless you're just a PlayStation veteran and just know how to do things to where you get to talk to your friends and stuff. And it's not a big deal for you because you've spent money on the PlayStation Plus or whatever, which I have not done. But I shouldn't have to be able to voice chat with my friends, because on Xbox you don't have to. You don't have to pay for Xbox Gold to be able to voice chat. I mean, for party chat, yeah, but for individual voice chatting, private chats, no. You can do that on Silver all day long, and still play your games. You can play your game and open up a private chat with your buddy on Silver and play all day long. You can't do that. You can never do that on a PlayStation. So, unless Bungie figures out a way to hurdle that barrier, I don't think Destiny's going to be successful on PlayStation. Considering that voice chat is a heavy aspect of sociability on for social online gaming. Or online social gaming, whatever. Oh yeah, and this last little bit I'm going to dedicate to the physics generator of Aliens Colonial Marines. Oh my god, when you can do it intentionally on purpose every time, there's a problem with the game. It's not finished. But anyway, my name is Stefanos. This is my first very long video, and if you stayed tuned to the very end of this, I am very proud of you, because I am lazy and I don't like to chop up and edit videos because I don't know how to just yet. But I promise you, in the future, it will not be like this. So everyone have a good night, good day, and see you later.